Sometimes life feels like a loop that never ends. You wake up, drag yourself to work, waste hours in a job that doesn't matter, and come home empty. Day after day, the same routine, the same shallow conversations, the same fake smiles. That's exactly where the narrator of Fight Club is stuck. A man trapped in a gray world, buying things he doesn't need, convincing himself that comfort is happiness. But deep down, he knows something is missing. Something is broken. And then, out of nowhere, he meets a stranger, not just a man, but a force of nature, a person who questions every rule, who refuses to bow down to the system. His name is Tyler Durden. From the very first encounter, Tyler feels different. He doesn't chase money, doesn't care about brands, doesn't measure his worth by what he owns. Instead, he lives raw, unfiltered, and completely free. For the narrator, this meeting isn't just coincidence. It's the crack that lets chaos in, the spark that will burn down his entire reality. At first, Tyler seems almost unreal. A man who makes soap for a living, yet talks like a philosopher. He tells the narrator things no one else dares to say, that possessions own us, that comfort makes us weak, that freedom only comes through pain. The narrator, exhausted by his meaningless job and sleepless nights, feels pulled toward him. Tyler speaks to the part of him that he's been ignoring his entire life, and soon their strange friendship grows into something far bigger. One night, after drinks and laughter, Tyler makes a proposal, something simple yet insane. He looks at the narrator and says, "I want you to hit me as hard as you can." And in that moment, everything changes. The punch, the blood, the rush, it feels more real than anything the narrator has ever experienced. Pain wakes him up in ways comfort never could. That fight becomes the seed of something new. A place where men gather away from the world's fake rules, a basement where fists replace words and bruises become proof of existence. This is where Fight Club is born. Not a hobby, not a sport, but a rebellion, a sanctuary where they destroy themselves to finally feel alive. What began as a secret between two men quickly spreads. The fights draw in others, men tired of their empty jobs, their broken routines, their silent frustration. Every weekend, the basement fills with strangers who want the same thing, to feel alive, even if it means bleeding for it. The rules are simple, almost sacred. You don't talk about Fight Club, you don't ask questions, and once you step inside, nothing else matters. Soon the club is no longer just a gathering, it becomes a movement, a brotherhood bound not by words, but by scars. Every punch, every bruise is a reminder that they are more than the lives they pretend to live outside. But Tyler doesn't stop there. To him, Fight Club is only the beginning. He wants to push further, to strip away the illusions of society itself. He talks about how consumerism enslaves us, how corporations decide our dreams, how money defines our worth. And the men listen. They don't just follow him into the fights, they start following him into something bigger, something darker. The narrator watches as Tyler transforms their underground battles into a philosophy, and then into an army. Fight Club doesn't stay hidden for long. What began in one basement starts spreading across the city, then beyond. Everywhere, men are whispering about it, searching for it, joining it. It's no longer just a secret fight, it's becoming a revolution. Tyler takes this raw energy and reshapes it into something even more dangerous. He calls it Project Mayhem, no longer about fists or blood. This is about tearing down the system itself. The rules grow harsher, the tasks become darker. Men shave their heads, give up their names, and surrender their identities. They stop being individuals and become soldiers in Tyler's war against society. They vandalize billboards, blow up corporate buildings, and strike fear into those in power. And through it all, Tyler stands at the center like a prophet, preaching freedom through destruction. The narrator, at first swept up in the chaos, begins to lose control. What once felt like liberation now feels terrifying. Tyler's vision is no longer just about freedom, it's about annihilation. And the scariest part? The men follow him blindly, as if he's the Messiah they've been waiting for. The deeper the narrator sinks into Project Mayhem, the more he starts to notice something terrifying. Tyler is everywhere, giving orders, inspiring men, building chaos. But when the narrator asks questions, no one looks at Tyler. They look at him. The truth hits slowly, like a nightmare unraveling. Tyler isn't real. He was never there. Tyler is the side of the narrator he never allowed himself to be. The fearless, ruthless, untamed self buried under years of fear and conformity. Every word Tyler spoke, every action he took, was the narrator all along. The fights, the rebellion, the destruction, it was him, all of it. Tyler Durden wasn't a friend. He was his shadow, his madness, his freedom. This realization shatters him. The war outside, the chaos of Project Mayhem, suddenly feels meaningless compared to the war inside his own head. He isn't fighting society anymore. He's fighting himself. With the truth uncovered, the narrator knows he has only one choice. He must end Tyler before Tyler ends him. But how do you kill a part of yourself? How do you silence the voice that lives inside your own head? The final confrontation is brutal, not with fists, but with willpower. Tyler taunts him, pushes him, tempts him to surrender, but the narrator refuses. In a desperate act, he turns the gun on himself. Not to die, but to kill the illusion. The bullet tears through, and in that moment, Tyler is gone. The narrator survives, wounded, broken, but finally free. As the dust settles, he stands beside Marla, the woman who saw through the emptiness all along, and together they watch the skyline erupt. Building after building collapses, explosions lighting up the night. It's not just destruction, it's rebirth. The narrator has lost everything he thought he needed. But in that loss, he finally discovers who he truly is.